When it comes to the perfect European city to visit in autumn, Copenhagen has to be at the top of the list. It's my second time in the city of cycling, pastries, and absolutely brilliant food, but this trip was all about leaning into hygge, the uniquely Danish idea of slowing down and enjoying the cozy season in good company. From some of the best coffee shops I've found this year to trading the city for a magical 24 hours in the Danish countryside, here is how to spend a gorgeously cozy, restorative long weekend in Copenhagen. It's not even 10 a.m. yet, and I think we've already had like the perfect first morning in Copenhagen. We started nice and early at Juno, the bakery, which does get a lot of attention on social media, but categorically they have some of the best cardamom buns ever. So we went there at about 8. Queue wasn't too long. Really lovely way to start the day. Then we popped over to a place that I haven't been before, which is a coffee shop that is also a vintage design store. And they had the most beautiful Danish design vintage pieces that you could sit on and enjoy your coffee. And I think that would probably be the perfect start to the day. But I thought, while we're at it, why don't we head down the road and complete the trifecta? Right now, we're off to breakfast. Breakfast was at this lovely cafe called Amateur, where they specialise in Japanese-style omelettes with seasonal fillings, perfectly paired to the sounds of vinyl playing in the background. We just jumped on the metro and we popped down to this neighbourhood called Nyborg, which is all full of these historic naval barracks that are known for their orange and yellow hues, and it's just gorgeous, so we're going to go have a wander around. I cannot believe we missed this area last time we were in Copenhagen. This second trip has been made possible by Visit Denmark and Stella, and I can't wait to share the new gems we discovered in both Copenhagen and beyond with you. Our next stop was just down the road at the Design Museum. Inside you will find everything from iconic furniture to textiles, ceramics, and everyday objects that show how design has shaped daily life here. It strikes the perfect balance of blending history and creativity, making it engaging whether you are a design obsessive like me or just a little bit curious. In keeping with the design theme, we spent the afternoon on a DIY walking tour of some of Copenhagen's most beautiful design shops. From curated lifestyle stores to meticulously arranged vintage spots and artfully displayed bookstores, the city really is a dream for anyone who loves to window shop. We wrapped up the day at Hay, an absolute must for homeware lovers, if only we had this range back in the UK, before popping into a handcrafted glass and ceramic shop filled with shelves of endless treasures to uncover. We've just jumped on a bus and we've made our way over to Ref Saloon, which is kind of like an industrial complex. It's known as the creative and cultural hub of Copenhagen. We actually came here last time we visited Copenhagen. We went to Lille Bakery, which I think is probably one of my favourite bakeries in the world. It is so gorgeous. And then we went to the Copenhagen Contemporary, which is such a beautiful modern art gallery, a lovely sort of pit stop for the afternoon. We finished the day up at Reffen Food Market, which is probably one of the most diverse food markets in Europe. It had so many stalls to choose from. But today we are here and we're going to do something a little bit different, which is go to the largest outdoor spa complex in Denmark. We've got a private wood-fired spa rented and I'm pretty excited. Lovely way to spend an autumn afternoon, so let's go check it out. After a blissfully slow afternoon, we made our way over to Nyhavn, one of Copenhagen's most iconic areas. It's lined with colourful houses and plenty of charm. From there, it was on to dinner at Mar van Ben, tucked away along one of the city's oldest streets. This candlelit restaurant is the definition of cosy, and for around £80 you can enjoy their 6-course menu inspired by Nordic cuisine, which is exceptional value in a city where fine dining usually comes at a much steeper price. We just had breakfast at Studio Kitchen, which was just such a lovely spot. They are known for their fluffy scrambled eggs that they do. I got mine with Nduja. It was so good. Quite a popular spot, so if you are planning to go, I would suggest heading there early. We went for 8:30 opening time, and it was great. We got a seat straight away. And now the weather is just stunning this morning. It's properly autumn. The leaves are starting to fall, so we have headed across the road for a stroll through the King's Garden with the ultimate goal of ending up at Rosenborg Palace on the other side of the garden. Rosenborg Castle is one of those places that just makes you feel like you stepped straight into a fairy tale. Built in the 1600s, it's home to Denmark's crown jewels and some of the country's most important treasures. The interiors are beautifully preserved, full of gilded halls, ornate tapestries, and rooms that tell the story of Denmark's royal past. We have wrapped up the more touristy activity for the day at the castle, and now we're moving on to one of my personally favourite travel activities, which is bakery and cafe hopping around some beautiful little streets and also maybe some parks as well. So let's go to the first bakery. Okay, first up, we crossed the river to the self-serve neighbourhood bakery, offering a small but perfect selection of pastries. We went for the blueberry Danish, a seasonal favourite as summer starts to wind down. And about 20 minutes further on, we found Rondo Bakery, where their savoury mushroom pastry was divine and the brownie cookie even better. Next time, I've got my eye on these focaccia sandwiches. From there, we made our way over onto one of my favourite neighbourhoods from our last visit, the kind of street that is just made for slow pottering around, popping into little shops, stopping in for an affogato at Coffee Collective, and wandering back through one of Copenhagen's prettiest gardens. And to wrap up the day, we headed to what are now two of my favourite all-time spots in Copenhagen. First up is Bird, one of the city's best bars with impeccable drinks and a very cosy listening bar atmosphere. Then we went on to Bar Morrow, an effortlessly relaxed candlelit space serving seasonal small plates, the kind of place you just want to curl up on a rainy autumn afternoon. It is day 3 in Copenhagen, but a little bit of a plot twist, we're actually not in Copenhagen anymore. We squeezed in one more bakery stop before we left this morning. We went to Hygge Bakery, which is probably one of the most beautiful bakeries in the city. It's designed more like a sit-down cafe, so you can grab eggs and breakfast there, but they do specialize in pastries, and their cardamom bun was stunning. I think Juno, the bakery, might have a little bit of competition, but then we picked up some pastries to go because we are actually spending the next day exploring South Zealand. We are staying at a beautiful nature accommodation tonight, so I cannot wait to show you that. But first, we've actually made our way about an hour outside of Copenhagen to go to a glass factory and museum that catalogues the whole history of Danish design and glass making, so let's go have a look. I have to say, I didn't know too much about this place before we visited, but it completely surprised me. Part museum and part working glassworks, here you can watch skilled craftspeople at work, explore over 40,000 artefacts across the floors, and learn about over 200 years of Danish design history. Our next stop was exactly the kind of place that makes hiring a car and getting out of the city centre so worthwhile. A stunning estate with the dreamiest greenhouse cafe where you can sit among the plants for tea or lunch. Well off the tourist track, it was such a memorable highlight of this trip. From there, we made a bit of a detour because when the autumn sun comes out, you have to make the most of it. Svenskklint is a striking stretch of UNESCO-listed white chalk cliffs with rock layers that reveal the asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs some 66 million years ago. There are plenty of trails and viewpoints to choose from, but the balcony hidden inside the church was my favourite. We've just wrapped up our last activity for the day at the cliffs. A little bit of a tip, if you are coming from Copenhagen, I would recommend doing basically our itinerary in the reverse order. We did it this way because it was absolutely terrible weather when we left Copenhagen this morning, pouring down with rain. But yeah, I would definitely visit the cliffs first and then head for lunch in that gorgeous sort of glass house orangery. Is that how you say it? Orangery. And then wrap up your day at the Glass Museum because that is only 20 minutes from where we are checking in stay tonight, which is a place called Camp Adventure that overlooks this beautiful lush woodland, and we've got some deer that we're overlooking from our balcony. You can go and pick up eggs from the hens for your breakfast in the morning. So why don't I show you around this gorgeous accommodation? This autumn trip to Denmark has really made me lean into the cozy season, or hygge as the Danes call it. It's all about slowing down, in good company, and a lovely warm atmosphere. Camp Adventure captures that feeling perfectly, with rustic woodland cabins tucked into the forest, complete with bathtubs, soft lighting, and completely surrounded by nature. Now we are coming to a spot that is truly unique to being at Camp Adventure, and it is called the Forest Tower. It's basically like this structure that towers about 45 meters up in the air, overlooking all of the beautiful surrounding forests and greenery. So let's go take a look. I think, as you can probably hear, the blustery weather is truly rolling in, which is our cue to head to the airport. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thank you to Visit Denmark and Stella for working together with me on this itinerary. Because of that, there is also a written version of this itinerary, so I will leave that linked in the description box if you find that easier for your travel planning. And do not forget that I have another Copenhagen video from a couple of years back, which, disclaimer, is basically just me eating around the city, but I will pop that up here if you want to watch that next, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!